Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a lot of support going towards Ironmouse, especially over the recent situation that we've been covering surrounding the trampoline clip that was going on. Now, again, this might sound a little bit weird because, of course, trampoline clip, like what the hell? Sounds a bit weird. But we've actually made two videos on this, one with the actual original situation all kicking off, as well as someone trying to kind of clip farm and saying that he lost his job over being critical about it, which obviously was not true whatsoever, and it is very easy to see that from a mile away. But essentially, yeah, a lot of people were getting mad at this one clip from CDawg's Cyclethon, stream, where essentially they went to an amusement park and they had this big, like, bouncy hump thing in the ground, which obviously he was bouncing on, and obviously he had Ironmouse with him on the iPad, right? And a lot of people were getting angry at it for pretty much no reason, right? They're getting angry because Ironmouse was on an iPad, which I thought was pretty ridiculous. Over all things to get angry about in the world, that's the thing that you decide to get angry over, right? It's just like, okay. And lots of people were explaining essentially her condition. Obviously, she has immune deficiency, so she cannot leave the house, like a normal person, right? Would be able to, and I think it would, obviously affect you quite a bit, especially not being able to do that, right? And having stuff like an iPad and doing this kind of stuff lets her kind of experience more things, outside than maybe she would be able to before, and I think that's obviously a really good thing. And yeah, it's like kind of highlighted it quite a lot whenever it comes to these streams and also other CDawg streams where he goes out and goes to other places with her on the iPad and whatnot. So again, a lot of people have been supportive over that, but there's also been a lot of hate, as I said, that have been going their way, because obviously, from an outside perspective, from someone that is able to go outside, some people might say it looks a bit weird, but I think it's pretty normal whenever you consider the circumstances and the kind of condition that Ironmouse has got that doesn't allow her to actually do any of this stuff, right? So again, there's a lot of people kind of commenting it, including that guy that I said lost his job or whatever, essentially saying it was like disgusting or whatever, which I thought was weird. And again, I thought that a lot of people were going pretty insane over it, but it obviously prompted a response from Ironmouse, which we read in the last video talking about this, essentially saying, hey, it's a struggle for a lot of people who suffer with the same condition and stuff, and saying that it does help her, and all the stuff that Connor does helps out a lot. And obviously the Cyclethon itself is literally raising money for the Immune Deficencey Foundation as well, so that's supposed to help them as well. So again, there's been a lot of support though, which I kind of wanted to cover in the sense of a lot of VTubers as well as companies talking about it. We talked about Mori Calliope. She was quick to kind of reply to this, saying, remember, you got so many friends in your corner, always rooting for you. Connor actually responded as well, saying this world needs more whimsy, we've always got your back, Mouse. And again, very, very liked. And again, I think it is one of these things where a lot of the friends will outweigh a lot of the people that have been hating on it, and it feels like she has actually got quite a lot of support this time, which is really good to see, because it's got 126,000 likes on this video compared to, what was this one, 19,000, right? Complete difference there. Twitch themselves literally saying, sending love to you both, anyone will be lucky to have a friendship like yours. So even Twitch are behind her, which is really great to see as well. And it's just nice to see that there are so many VTubers and companies and whatever that are ready to kind of support her, right? Saying your strength and resilience has been inspiring to so many, and you've made the world a better place just by being in it. Thank you for being our light too. Also, that trampoline looks fun, so I want to try it. Say everyone here has been working hard, so it's unbelievable. So hard it's unbelievable. Keep doing all you can do with love and passion. Keep making the magical project come to life. It's always an experience folks like me like to witness, right? What if you say, people are horribly mean. The joy in their lives is forfeit when they attack others. Buff obviously putting a hug there, and so many more people as well, just kind of supporting Ironmouse in this, because again, it seems like there was this kind of attack that went on whenever it comes to this post, and I don't know what it is with like the mainstream space and attacking VTubers over pretty much anything. But again, they go after her like relentlessly, and it happened with the whole streamer award stuff as well, right? So many people were going after her, trying to like also like trying to involve like her personal stuff as well. I thought it was so weird how people can get so angry over like just a VTuber doing their thing, right? Ironmouse isn't particularly kind of provoking anybody with any of this kind of stuff, right? Doing and bouncing on a trampoline at an amusement park isn't exactly provoking anybody in any way whatsoever, right? But somehow it still causes a massive controversy and what do you call it? Not controversy, but like a discussion online where people are actually getting genuinely heated over this, right? Like, how could you get genuinely heated over a clip like this, right? Like, seriously, this is the whole clip. Right? Like, how can you get angry at that? I feel like it is kind of ridiculous that some people are so, I don't know, like lonely, so sad, so miserable on the internet that they decide to kind of hate on something like that, which obviously it's starting to show, right? And of course, as I said, a lot of the quote retweets have been pretty insane as well. You know, for example, this is the one that I was saying. So there's people at home laughing as if they were jumping on a trampoline, and all they're seeing is the front camera of an iPad flipping. VTubers are pathetic, and obviously it got quickly community noted, you know, saying that she has CVID, which of course affects things. There's been so many more people as well supporting her later on too, saying even beyond Mousy not being able to leave her house because of her health. Have none of y'all FaceTimed a friend traveling or doing something cool? We all won't be able to travel everywhere and do everything. What is wrong with using technology to experience more with friends? Which obviously is true, right? Obviously, you know, if you can go out and do stuff, it should never be the substitute, right? You should, you know, at any cost, not any cost, but any, you know, opportunity that you can, you should go out and experience it with them. But like, you know, for example, say you can't do it due to work or due to family or due to whatever, right? You know, sometimes doing stuff like FaceTime calls can really, you know, help out, right? Because you can kind of experience things still at home whenever you're not able to for whatever reason, right? So I see a lot of negative comments about it. It really tells me a lot about these people, lack of empathy. This is also a good opportunity to talk about immune deficiency disease. Donate plasma if you can support, which obviously, yeah, 100% true. And yeah, it seems like a lot of people have been kind of responding to the original clip as well, saying these replies to this wholesome post are just wild. These are some of them apparently, saying this is going to be a hot take, but this is moronic and slightly mentally ill, holding a tablet and acting like a virtual character is a real person and is experiencing it IRL, but you do you is just weird. Like, that's gonna be some kind of rage bait, right? Like, because of course, you know, they say acting like a virtual character is a real person. Ironmouse is a real person, right? In real life, yes, the actual VTuber avatar isn't real, of course, but the person behind it is still real, right? The person behind it is still an actual person. So, like, it's so crazy to see people like kind of dehumanizing it like that. Again, wild. Saying I'm aware of a situation, but man, this is so weird to me. This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. You know, honestly, if we're going to normalize this, then we should also start normalizing people getting into relationships with ChatGPT, because at this point it's basically the same thing. Again, it's just not though. You know, obviously Ironmouse is a real person. ChatGPT is an AI, right? I don't know how people can't tell the difference between this. Like, I think some people actually like struggle to, like, you know, do anything kind of, I guess, that involves any thought, right? Maybe they didn't go to a good school or something. I don't know, to like not tell the difference between, you know, what a real person is using a like an avatar, right, and what ChatGPT is. Because if you can't tell the difference between that, and with the rise of AI and stuff like that going on at the moment, you're pretty cooked. If you can't tell the difference between a VTuber and an AI, you are so cooked. You're like, you're going to be believing every single AI scam thing whenever you're like 70, and, you know, they're you know, offering you like free stuff or whatever over the phone using AI voices and whatever. You're going to be so cooked because you're not going to know what's going on, right? If you can't tell the difference between those things right now. Saying, weird as hell, bro, got to be some sort of mental illness to be carrying around a tablet for a MF with a autoimmune disorder, which again, they even know, you know, what is going on with her, and it is crazy, right? But yeah, I mean, it's crazy just to see the amount of hate comments that have been coming from this, especially over such a wholesome clip and all of this kind of stuff. But as I said, I am glad to see that there's been a lot of support from a lot of VTubers and different companies and stuff like that, as well as Twitch. And yeah, hopefully things do get better later on. But yeah, that's what I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.